Hi guys, still traveling, but I did want to take a minute today to talk to you about planning big meals. So, we are coming into the holiday season, as you know. We've got Thanksgiving and Christmas around the corner. A little bit farther out, we're looking at, New Year's and Easter. So, we've got a lot of big celebrations coming up. And that's super exciting, but it can also be super stressful if you happen to be the one hosting your big holiday gathering. So I wanted to just give you a couple tips that I use, things that I do to make those things a little bit easier for me. So I do work a full-time job. I do not have time to just sit around all day and cook things and, plan things. So I do have to fit all of this in with having a full work schedule. And I know that a lot of you are facing the same kind of thing. And when you're looking at hosting a meal for 5, 15, 25 people, there's a lot of preparation that goes into that, and it can be really daunting when you're trying to fit all of that in with a work schedule. So here's what I do. First of all, planning is your friend. As much preparation that you can put into the actual thought process and planning, that is going to pay off for you in the long run. So, my first thing that I will do, I usually start about 3 to 4 weeks before the actual meal is going to take place. I know that sounds like a lot of time, but I actually need that time to make sure that I am doing all the dishes that I want to do, have all my ingredients, have all of the pans that I need for that, because sometimes you just need to buy a new cooking pan or roasting pan. So it gives me a little bit more time to work all those things in. So about 3 to 4 weeks before the holiday or the event that I'm planning, I will sit down and start with a brainstorming list. So throughout this, I'm going to give you a series of 3 lists that you should be making, and that's going to help you to get things narrowed down for yourself. So first list is a brainstorming list. You're just going to sit down on your computer or with a piece of paper and go through everything that you are planning to make for that holiday. Everything you can think of. If you're having hot apple cider, if you're having hors d'oeuvres, turkey, put that down, all of those things. And just pick your brain and make sure that you have on there everything that you're planning to make for that event. Then what you're going to do after you have your brainstorm list is you're going to take that and clean that up. And that is going to be your second list. Now your second list is going to be organized by what order you're going to be serving these things in. Excuse me. So your second list, you're going to look at everything that's on your brainstorm list, and you're going to say, okay, if I'm having hors d'oeuvres for this, these are the 3 appetizers that I'm making. And then what's my main course? Okay, turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, etc. That's how you're going to organize this list top to bottom. Now your third and final list is going to be you taking and expanding the second list. And what I mean by expanding, so what I do is I will make those items, the menu items, a bold header, and then underneath of that, in bullet points, I will put every single ingredient that goes into making that dish. Now, this sounds a little crazy, and you're going to have a lot of ingredients that overlap, but I want you to put down each ingredient for each dish, even if it overlaps with an ingredient you've already put down. Like, obviously, you're going to be putting salt on a lot of things, and you're going to be using butter for a lot of things. Turkey, for example, you would think you're not going to put any ingredients under your turkey header because it's turkey, but are you going to be stuffing that turkey? Are you going to be laying that on a bed of vegetables in your roasting pan? Are you going to be putting butter and herbs underneath the skin to give it a nice crispy skin? These are the things you want to think about ahead of time. So you're going to flesh out that second list by filling in these things. Now what this is going to do for you is it's going to show you approximately how much of these things you're going to need so that you have a brain space for this. So when I have my third list completed, I know to go down and say, okay, I need butter for my turkey, my mashed potatoes, my pies, and then I can figure out how much butter I actually need. This is basically the basis of your shopping list, and you're gonna check off the things that you already have in your pantry. Like if you need flour or seasonings, do I already have that in my pantry? Cool, I don't need to buy that. And then you're just going to go from there and say, okay, well, I need to buy this, this, and this, or I already have this, but I need more of it. And you're just going to make out your grocery list from there. Now, the reason I start so early with this is because that gives me time to actually get my groceries ahead of time. So some things, of course, that doesn't work with if you're using fresh vegetables or fruits or anything fresh. Obviously, you've got to get that closer to the time. But a lot of things will last pretty long. So your butter, you can buy that a month in advance and it's still going to be good. If you need chicken broth or bouillon cubes, things like that, you can get those far in advance. And especially anything that is a common thing that's made, like pumpkin pie, for example. A lot of times if you try to get your canned pumpkin closer to the actual time of the party, they'll be out. You won't have the best selection available. So doing this early enables you to get a jump start on your shopping, and also actually a jump start on your cooking, because you can look at that list as well and see which one of these things can I make ahead, which one of these things can I prep early so that I have less to do on the actual day. So I hope this gives you some ideas on what you can do just in your spare time to kind of make this an easier process for you. I love to have big meals, but I don't have a lot of extra time. So for me, being hyper organized like this really helps me to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, for one thing, because I hate to forget things. And then also make sure that I'm actually leaving myself enough time to do all of this. So I hope this helps, and I hope that whatever holiday meal you're planning right now turns out excellent. Bye.